Save your marriage by changing your mindset. Bring back love by changing your mindset. We think that we got to change our wife to bring back love. We think that we have to change ourselves to bring back love. But the truth is, what we need to change first is the way we are thinking. And in this video, I'm going to talk about the exact way a miserable couple, whether it is a man or a woman, thinks, and how do you change that kind of a thinking to bring back love. Continue to watch this video. Hi, Val here, and I help men to bring back love into their marriage and to create an awesome marriage by teaching them relationship science. So let us jump into the video and understand what is that mindset that ruins marriages and how do we change it. The mindset that ruins marriages is called the victim mindset. And in order for you to understand, let me give you a little background. Every story is made of a triangle. It's called a drama triangle. And in every story, there are three main characters. The first character is a rescuer. The second character is a victim. And the third character is the persecutor. So victim, persecutor, and rescuer. Now in movies, because they show the situation from only one perspective, it is very clear for us that this is a victim and victim is considered as a hero, and this is a persecutor who is a villain, and there is one more rescuer or the friend. So victim, rescuer, and persecutor. Now in marriage, what happens is when we get into a power struggle stage, and if you want to know more about power struggle stage, I invite you to attend my free live masterclass. You have to go to coachval.co and sign up for this masterclass. I've left the link out here on the screen and also in the description and in the comments. You can just click on that link and please go ahead and join the masterclass. So for now, let me give you a glimpse of what happens when you get into a power struggle stage. Power struggle stage is a stage we come to after the romance stage. So during the power struggle stage, I feel like a victim. As a husband, I feel like a victim. What happens to my wife? My wife feels like a victim. And then we look for rescuers. We think that as a husband, I feel that she's a persecutor. She's persecuting me. She's not taking care of me. She's doing this. She's doing that. Her parents are persecutors. And my wife feels something similar because my wife is my reflection. So how do you know that you are into a victim mindset? Because once you understand that you are into a victim mindset, and that is what is ruining your marriage, all that you have to do is stop the way you are thinking and you got to change the way that you want to think. So let us jump in and let's look at the characteristics of a victim mind. And when you realize the characteristics, all that you have to do is change them. So the first characteristics of a victim mind is looking for rescuers. It means that you're going through a difficult marriage and you're looking for rescuers. You're not looking for coaches, you're looking for rescuers. So you go to your friends, you go to your relatives, you go to even professionals and tell them that look how big a victim I am. Look how much my wife is persecuting me. Look how she is treating me. Look how her parents are destroying our marriage. That is the first characteristics of a victim. So the first thing you got to do is stop going to people and telling them the problem in your marriage. Because right now what's happening is your brain is not able to see where you are wrong because our brain hides some mistakes, and whatever you're going to tell them is the criticism towards your wife, and that will not make you to fall in love with your wife. More you criticize her, more you put her down, you're not going to feel a sense of admiration towards her. And if you don't feel a sense of admiration towards her, how will she feel a sense of admiration towards you? How will you come together? The first thing to stop is stop going to your friends, stop going to your relatives, stop going to people and telling them how big a victim you are. So the first thing is looking for rescuers. This is an indicator of somebody who has a victim mindset. So please stop doing this. The second thing is looking for a reason outside. Looking for a reason outside. So when you talk to a victim or the person who thinks like a victim, you ask him, what is the problem in your marriage? he'll always attribute that to something outside of himself. So you might say the problem in my marriage is my parents, sorry, her parents. The problem in my marriage is my parents. They, did this. The problem in my marriage is the age gap that we have. The problem in my marriage is we belong to two different religions. The problem in my marriage is she's into an affair. Sometimes men say that the problem in my marriage is me, but not me, but my childhood. So this is the way a person analyzes what's happening in his marriage so that his brain can attribute the problem, the cause of the problem to somebody else so that he doesn't have to change. So the second thing you got to be aware of is stop blaming something outside. And the easiest ways to bust these are myths. The easiest ways to bust these myths is by asking a simple question. Let's say your mind is saying the problem in your marriage is that you got yours is an arranged marriage. That's why you're going through a separation or a divorce. Then ask yourself, if arranged marriage is the problem which leads to separation or divorce, then all the people who are into a love marriage should not have problems. And ask yourself, are there people who are into a love marriage are going through a divorce or separation? The answer is, of course, yes. If you feel that horoscope and which is not matching because of which you're having a problem, then ask yourself, all the people who check their horoscope and the horoscope is perfectly fine, are they going through a separation and divorce? The answer is, of course, yes. We have men in our community who have checked their horoscope and still they are going through a separation and divorce. So the answer is yes. So ask these questions to bust these myths. The third thing that a person with a victim mindset does is, let's come here, is this. Tells the world and tells himself that my situation is different. So these victims, the people with the victim mindset, go around and anybody and everybody they talk to, they always start with my situation is different. My situation is unique. My situation you would have never heard about it. My situation is different. So please stop telling yourself that your situation is different, because it is true that your story is different, but the storyline is the same. You married somebody because you liked this person, and then the power struggle started. And for you, it could have started on the second day of the of your meeting that person, or 1 month after the marriage. It really doesn't matter. The power struggle started. That's why what is happening in your marriage. So please stop telling yourself that your situation is different. Your situation is not different. What is different is your story, not the storyline. The fourth thing is create a strong case to show that their situation can't be fixed. This is one more. And how do they do that? They actually go for help to people and ask them, tell them that, can you please help me? And when they're talking to this person, they make a strong case. They tell them that how awfully their wife has behaved, how horrible their wife is, how horrible her parents are, and because of which things are happening, and nobody in the world can fix it. And that for that very reason, I don't have a one-to-one with people, for them to come and tell me that how strong their case is, that how difficult it is to change. Because more you tell yourself that, even if you get married the thrice or 5 times, the same thing will repeat. So the next thing is creating a strong case that that situation can't be fixed. The next one is no awareness. No awareness. This is one of the most common things that a victim does. They say that no matter what video they watch, no matter what workshop they attend, they always say to themselves that, ha, my spouse needs to learn this. My spouse needs to understand this so that she can change. This is one more characteristic of a victim. So if you're saying that, please change it. When you change by learning this, your wife will change. So she doesn't have to change and learn anything. Like in our community, the the only time the wife gets entry into any of my sessions is after the man becomes a love igniter. Who's a love igniter? Love igniter is somebody who has started dating his wife during a separation. So only after he starts dating his wife, that means his wife has changed, then only he can invite her for our monthly masterminds. And if that is true, then how is the wife changing? She's changing because he's changing. Because your wife is just your reflection. So the next thing is Your wife doesn't have to learn anything. What you need to do is you need to learn. When one person changes, the other person changes. The next mindset is I'm right and she's wrong. And it comes out in very subtle ways. And it's really subtle. Let me explain this to you through an example. I've heard men saying this. I talk about one of the biggest enemies in a marriage is criticism. And the person criticizing, and that ruins the marriage. And somebody says, that's right. In fact, I don't do this. I don't criticize, but my wife does. What's happening here? In that very statement that he said, that I don't criticize, but my wife does, he was actually criticizing his wife. So I am right and she is wrong. If you're saying this, your marriage can't be fixed. Not only this marriage, even the next marriages. So I am right, she is wrong. The next one is create a group of like minded people. That means this is one of the tendencies of men and women when they're going through a difficult marriage. They look for people who are going through an exact situation like theirs. And then they sit, especially men, we sit in a bar with drinks and we talk. Talk about what? We talk about our wives. Talk about what about our wives? Negative things about our wives. And when we talk negative things about our wives, the love is not going to come back. What we are going to feel is at the end of that, we are going to feel good that we got more company who think like us. But we don't realize that we are on a sinking boat. It is constantly going down and it's going to ruin not only our marriage, but our life. So next thing is creating a group of like-minded people. So please don't get into these WhatsApp groups where there are people who are going through this. Their wife has put 498 8 domestic violence cases. Please don't join those groups, because you'll feel good when other people talk negative about their wives, because you feel that okay, even I got company. But in the long run, you're going to ruin your life. You're going to be in that negative mindset and it's going to ruin your life. So create a group of, don't create a group of, or join a group of like-minded people. If you want to join, then join a group of awesome men, awesome men. Like the community that we have a community called Awesome Husbands Hub. It is a group that is, we don't talk negative about our wife, because we know that if our wife has to fall in love with us, we have to fall in love with our wife. And if we have to fall in love with our wife, then we have to talk positive about our wife. So, um, so don't get into a group of like-minded people who criticize their wife. The next one is a yes, but. So these men who have a victim mindset, and it not only men, it's women, it's universal, is whenever somebody gives them a suggestion, advice that doesn't fit with their thinking, they say yes, but. Like, why don't you go and meet her, talk to her, and resolve the problems? The person says yes, but I went there and she doesn't want to talk to me. Then why don't you get your friend and talk to her? Yes, but. Everything is yes and a but. Yes and a but. The ninth one, that ninth mindset is have a prejudice. My wife is stubborn. My wife is a narcissist. My wife is a workaholic. My wife is. So there is a prejudice. And because of that prejudice, you're not able to look beyond that prejudice and fall in love with this person. And the 10th one is I have done or doing so much. This is one of the biggest dialogue or most common dialogues of men who are into a victim mindset. I have done so much for this relationship. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't go to prostitutes. I come back on time. I take care of her. I do this. I do that. Now, when you're saying that, you're actually behaving like a victim. And what you need to do, and you're not telling a lie. What's happening to you is your brain is hiding your mistakes, and the only way you can figure out what is the mistake that you're making in your marriage, you got to go through relationship science. You got to learn it. And as I said earlier, if you're interested, I want you to attend the masterclass where I'm going to teach you a lot of things about relationship science, the relationship laws. By learning these, you can turn things around. So that's all for this video. If you like this video, please click on that like button. If you If you're not subscribed to this channel, please go ahead, subscribe to this channel, click on that bell icon. And if there is somebody in your life who you feel that needs to listen to this message, please share this video with them. And finally, and most importantly, I want you to go to the comment section and write down one thing that you have learned. Because when you make a note of something that you have learned, you're actually rewiring the way you're thinking. And as I said at the beginning of the video, it is not changing your wife that changes your marriage. It's not changing yourself that will bring back love. It is changing the way you're thinking that will bring back love. So thank you very much for watching this video. I'll see you in the next video. And until we connect again, as always, keep your love story alive. Bye-bye.